Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis, and this is preparation for trading on October the 10th, 2019. Just a quick disclaimer here before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. As usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our economic calendar here. Okay, so in terms of the news here, we saw a buildup in oil inventories. So this we saw is negative for Canadian dollar here. Other than that, we have FOMC meeting minutes didn't cause much of a market move here. But something that has moved the market today is the news. It was the comments that came out here. So basically, US and trade negotiations are not progressing too well. They have been meeting for the last 2 days. However, the trade talks have not gone the way they were expecting. And there hasn't really, so China is now concerned about the expectations. They're concerned about the progress that will be made in these trade talks. So they have lowered their expectations of what these trade talks will bring. So as a result of that, we saw that Dow futures drop. So equity markets drop because this is negative for the equity markets because a lot of businesses suffer as a result of the additional tariffs on both sides, also for US as well as for China. So this is a negative development. And as a result, we saw equity markets drop. And we'll take a look at what this means in terms of our currencies, our currency trading. So we'll go to the charts in just a moment. But coming up here on Thursday, we do have important data here. First, we have GDP numbers for British pound here, as well as manufacturing production numbers. So at this point, if they are below expectations, that will have a negative impact on British pound. And if they are above expectations, that will be good for the British pound. Overall, though, British pound has suffered because of the looming deadline for Brexit and really no real development on that front. So we still have to keep an eye on how things develop around Brexit. And then we also have Bank of England, Governor Carney speaking. Carney hasn't really said anything about monetary policy. Essentially, they have everything on hold till they get a better understanding of what's going on with Brexit. For now, any of the speeches that he has done, he hasn't really laid out any sort of plan. And he is going to leave his tenure is over anyway, so a new person will be in his spot. So he's not saying much at this point. So I'm not expecting a huge amount of movement or volatility as a result of his talk. But what could move the markets tomorrow would also be the ECB monetary policy meeting accounts. So this is like FOMC. If they don't change anything, then there may not be a big reaction. However, if they are dovish like they were last time, then we are likely to see a negative impact on euro. But I think we are likely to see lukewarm unless they say something that is really considered bearish. But for now, I'm expecting a mild response as a result of ECB here, but be prepared because things can move. And then we have US dollar here. CPI month over month and core CPI. So these are the inflation numbers, one of the key things that the central banks track. So if the numbers are below expectation here, that will be negative for the US dollar. So let's go on to the charts and we'll see what impact we are seeing right now. So for euro dollar here, euro's been trading in this range now. So for the last several days here, it's been trading in this range. Price went up today, it dropped, but now since we have heard that news about the lack of progress in the US-China trade talks there, we have seen euro go up. So US dollar is not performing that well against the euro. So right now I would look for price to go into the high 1.10 and see what kind of response we see there. So I would look for price to go higher here towards the high of this range. So this is the range it's been trading in between 1.0940 and 1.10. So I will look for it to go towards the high of the range. If it doesn't break through, then I'm looking for price to drop back towards the middle or the bottom of the range. Now, should it cross over and go through the high, then we are looking for a move higher, and next target would be 1.1020, and then it can potentially go all the way into 1.1080. So for now, a bias is neutral here because I'm looking for this range, but should it go through the high, this one could go higher. So keep an eye on it. Pound dollar here, we have a bearish pin bar. So I'm looking for price to drop here. I would look for a pullback potentially into 1.2250 and then looking for a drop. First target is 1.2150, second target 1.2080. So bias here is bearish for pound dollar. Aussie dollar here, we have a bearish pin bar here as well. So looking for price to drop. First target is 0.6700. Second target, 0.6670. So bias is bearish for Aussie dollar. New Zealand dollar here, this one also we have two pin bars back to back here, which gives us our tweezer top trade setup. So looking for price to drop further here towards 0.6250 into this support level here. So bias is bearish. First target is 0.6250. Second target 0.6220 and then 0.6180. So bias here is bearish for New Zealand dollar as well. Dollar CAD here, like I said, Canadian dollar didn't do too well after the oil inventories here. We saw price move up. It rejected the low. It was moving down, but then it turned around on the negative news there. So here bias is bullish. First target is 1.3350. So it's almost at that point right now. And because this has been trading in a range here, just like this is the important support resistance level, if price stays below 1.3350, then we could see price turn around and drop like this. But should it go through, I would look for price to go higher then. And in that case, the target will be 1.3380. So bias is bullish. I would be careful about the resistance into the high. But once it gets through, then 1.3380 is the next target. Let's take a look at our commodities now. So first we'll start off with silver here. For silver, from technical perspective, we have a rejection. We have a pin bar here. So according to the pin bar, price should drop. We usually look for a follow through to the downside when we see a bearish pin bar. Now with this one though, because of the news that came out not that long ago in regards to the US and China trade relations or negotiations not going so well, that is negative news. So as a result of that, safe haven currencies as well as safe haven assets go up. Silver and gold are considered safe haven assets. So this one, so the news here could cause silver to go up as we have seen. Now the question will be, does the momentum continue, right? Or will the sentiment change? If it doesn't change, then I would look for a move higher. For now, though, I'm just looking for 17.95 as the target level here. So bias is right now based on sentiment, not on technical setup. Our bias is to the upside. I'm looking for 17.95, and only if it goes through, then I would look for 18.20 as the next target. But for now, I would be careful with this one. So should sentiment change, this one could drop. Right now, I'm looking for it to go higher though. Gold here, same thing. This one, we have an indecision candle. Price went into the top of this little range here and it dropped. So now though, I'm looking for price to go higher into 1520 And if it does not go through 1520, this one is likely to drop. So again, the move right now is a sentiment-driven move. If the sentiment is sour sentiment continues, then we are likely to see the move higher in both gold and silver. Otherwise, it could go a little bit higher here into 1520 and then turn around. So important to keep an eye on things. So I would say first target is 1520, second target 1535 for gold. Oil here. Oil did not do too well here. We have a doji today, which shows rejection. Price is consolidating below the previous low or below the previous swing point here. So I'm looking for price to drop. Next target here is 50.50. So bearish bias for oil here. Copper, we had an indecision candle, but it is consolidating above the below the previous swing point. So bias is to the downside. 2.49 will be the next target lower. So bearish bias for copper as well. Bitcoin. So Bitcoin has been consolidating for a bit now. And this is the first solid candle we have really seen. So this is a bullish candle. So looking for price to move higher. First target here is 8,900. So 8,900. And second target would be 9,300. So bias is bullish for Bitcoin. In terms of the pullback, we could get a pullback into 8,300 before it continues on. So watch out for that. Bias, however, is bullish now for Bitcoin. S&P 500. So this is what I was saying. US and China trade negotiations falling apart is not a good thing for equity markets. So equity markets tend to drop, safe haven assets tend to go up under these circumstances. So again, it's really dependent on sentiment because this is a sentiment-driven move more so than anything else. If the sentiment continue to stay negative, then I'm looking for price to drop further here. Target is 2,850. If things change, this one could turn around and go higher. For now, though, bias is bearish. 2,850 is the next target for S&P 500. NASDAQ, same thing here. Price had pulled back here, but now with that news, it's dropping. So I'm looking for a further drop towards 75.20. So bias is bearish for NASDAQ for the time being, but expect volatility here essentially. DAX here, DAX is looking bullish. It is into resistance here though. So if price does not go through this 12,120 level, if it fails to break like it has on the last 3 occasions, this one could come back down. So watch out for that. Target will be 11,920, which is the bottom here, this support resistance level. So this one is range bound at the moment. So bias is neutral, but if it doesn't break through 12,120, I'm looking for a drop here. Next one, Footsie here. Footsie as well, it's holding below this previous level here, right below the support resistance level. The candle close today wasn't that strong. So I think this one could drop here towards 71.20 level. And then the next target would be 70.80. So bias is bearish for Footsie. Nikkei as well here. Nikkei is trying to, it dropped on the open, but it's still sideways here. So bias is neutral. It's holding its sideways move. Now, we could get a move right that stays in this range, but if it drops here, then I would look for it to go lower. For now, though, bias is neutral for Nikkei. All right, so that's all I have. So we'll wrap it up here. You guys have a wonderful trading day tomorrow, and I'll see you in the evening again. Bye for now.